Yeah, I think we can get started.
I'm not Sarah. Sarah should be here, but she's a bit late. And I'm a faculty here at Computer Engineering. And my name is Yang Tang, and you can actually find my information from the company website if you click the link there. So I know many of you are not from major in company or any other program yet. So you're pre-major, and maybe many of you are from nursing or other programs. So I think my job here is to give you some information about generally computer science, EE, and CompT. So what's the relationship there? And hopefully after my introduction, or maybe later on, Sarah will add more, and you or some of you may be interested in our program. Okay, so in general, CompT or computer engineering here, it's a relatively new program, like 5 years or 6 years, and we have been accredited by the ABET. Okay, so that means you're good to go up to graduate. And so CompT program is a joint program, in my understanding, by both computer science and EE. Okay, so you are going to learn computer science, you're going to learn about electronic engineering, and actually you learn more. That's what I typically told my students, told my CompT students. Okay, and you will learn programming, you will learn circuit design, you will learn system design. Okay, so basically what I can show to you, actually that's what I want to show to you. This is something my CompT students, they can design when they graduate. Okay, and this is basic whole system. They design the circuit, they put on the chips, and they program it to make it work. Actually, they make it work for the company who paid for this. Okay, and also some students, I can tell you, they pray for, okay, I think I'm good at programming. Some of them may change their mind, I can tell you. A lot of students, they came to me from another major, math, mechanical engineering. Okay, and then they told me, okay, I think I'm really good at programming. Okay, but I want to touch the device. I actually have tons of devices. Many of my students, they don't need to build a device, but they just get some device, give to them. They can program this. It's computer engineering. Okay, it's interfacing between software and hardware. And actually you can find tons of books talking about this area. Okay, you need to be good at programming, you need to be good at circuit design. Then you understand how to connect them, how to make them work better together. Okay, and actually I can tell you, when I was a senior student, I spent a whole year working in this area. Then actually I moved forward to my graduate school. Okay, so I keep working in this area. I think this is very interesting. And some of you, okay, maybe when you were at high school, you have some club, like robotic club, right? Have you been there before? Maybe, okay, or here we have the drone club, okay? And actually for CompT students, many of them, we have the, I think we have the NASA rover, like robotic I forgot the name, but this is the club. They designed a rover, okay, for the NASA competition. Okay, many of students, they're from CompT, they're from computer science, they're from EE, they're from mechanical engineering. Okay, they work as a team. Okay, that's another area you can explore. Okay, robotic design. Okay, so many interesting areas. And some of you, I can mention, maybe it's good or not, but I can mention is, many of you care about, okay, what I can do after I graduate. Okay, and some of you think, well, can I go to graduate school, or can I go to a big company to make big money? Of course, yes. I can tell you, if you're a CompT student, or whatever, if you're a computer science student, you're a EE student, or you're a CompT student, you have a good opportunity to either go to graduate school or go to some good companies here, okay? Because we trained you well, okay? You learned a lot, okay? And for CompT program, so far we have, I think, 15 or to 20 graduate students graduate already. You have, well, the enrollment is relative constant. Okay, it's not that much. Okay, we have around 15 to 20 students enrolled every year into our program. Okay, and that's similar to IMD, intermediate. Like I think the multimedia design. Okay, and I can tell we have more students that are interested in that, and we have even more students transfer in from different programs, from EE, from mechanical engineering, or from math program. They want to transfer into our program after 1 or 2 years. Okay, that's another interesting story I can share with you. Okay, and I think Sarah's here. I have mentioned several interesting things, and Sarah would know more about the whole program, like because she's the advisor for this program. And what I need to show to you is we do more, we learn more, and actually you get more once you take complete program. Okay. And do you have any questions for me? So I can show you. You can pass by these devices. Okay. So I think it's a very good experience. If you look at these devices, you will know what we do here. Okay. So maybe you can just pass by this. Okay. Some of the devices we just buy from the market, and some of the devices students they can just design and build it. Okay. As I mentioned, you design from the circuit to the program and the whole system. And actually, if you want, you can use our makerspace. You can do the laser card. You can do the 3D printing. You can print a box. You can print a container. Everything, okay, in one place. Okay, that's what you can do. Okay, and we have tons of clubs for you. Okay, we have the robotic club. We have the drone club. We have the NASA rover club, and also I think we have the IoT club. Okay, and also they have the Grey Hat club for security. Okay, so tons of clubs. They can involve an ACM and naturally. Okay. I think that's what I need to mention. So Sarah, you may mention more about the program in general. I showed this page.
Great.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry I'm a few minutes late. Can you hear me okay, or do I need to be mic'd?
Let her know in the back row, can you hear her?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Because if I don't need to be mic'd, I might not put this on, if that's okay. Yeah, so I am an advisor for computer engineering, and I also advise interactive media design. But for computer engineering, I just want to show you a little bit. I'm not sure, Young, if you discussed a little bit about the prerequisites to the program. No? Okay. So what I'm going to show you is some information around, we're currently working on updating our website, but I just want to show you some information around what the prerequisites are. There's a lot of information right here, so I'm going to try and focus in more specifically on these prerequisites. So if any student is at all interested in studying computer engineering, then they need to have English composition, calculus 1, 2, and 3, computer programming 1 and 2, and physics 121 and 122. So that's something that if a student is really interested in wanting to do something like this, and maybe they feel like, okay, they haven't gone through the calculus series, it's worth talking with your pre-major advisor. I'm getting some information around that, but these are the prerequisites. The program is very flexible in itself, so it's a half electrical engineering degree, a half computer science degree. And when I say that it's flexible, students have a lot of classes that they need to take for the degree, but they can take them in different orders, and they don't have to take everything in a very specific order. And that makes it very beneficial for students that maybe want to be part-time. There's a lot of classes that are offered in the evenings and the afternoons. The program is fairly small. We've had 19 graduates so far, and the first group of students that we had with the program started in September 2014. So it's a very, very young program, and I think that's a huge advantage for students to be in a smaller program, because there's a lot of opportunity to know faculty members and to have I think the beauty of being part electrical engineering and computer science gives a lot of opportunity to learn a lot and meet with different faculty members. So those are the prerequisites. Does anybody have any questions about the prerequisites? The students need at least a 2.0 in each of those classes, but it's competitive. The GPA is generally higher. Young, could you talk a little bit about what kind of jobs people can get with this degree?
I mentioned whatever the computer science or WE student they can get, computer student can get.
Okay.
But not specific companies. But I can tell you, like, you can think about Amazon, Microsoft. These are for software companies, like more devices companies, like Apple, and
small devices companies. And if you focus more on hardware, you can think about those, say, Western Digital or HP, they focus more on hardware. Okay? So these kind of companies. And also for general web application design, we have tons of local companies. They focus on the mobile app, web app, or cloud app. So those kind of work you can take. I mentioned we have students also, after they graduate, they can take the graduate program here on
Yeah, great. Okay. We have one particular graduate student that's an alumni who graduated about 2 years ago. And she had a really interesting job where she worked. Have you heard of those like human mazes that you can do? I think some of them are in Seattle. They're kind of all over. Where they're like, it's not specifically a maze, but it's like a mystery. Like you're with a group of people and you have to.
Escape rooms?
Yes. So she is a computer engineering alum who she works on the technical boarding and she does a lot of the electrical engineering side of things. But because she has a computer science background, she gets to live this job that's incredibly unusual and interesting, and it's like her dream job of something where she gets to work on these circuit boards and help develop that. Has anybody done one of those before? An escape room? What are they like?
I honestly hated it, but
Okay.
it's like you have all these, it's almost like a cryptic crossword where you have
Okay.
clues that tell you where to find the objects that you need to find in order to get out of the room. If you have friends who are claustrophobic, do not take them because they panic and think they're never getting out of the room. But it's good. It's a really good like mind workout. So, yeah.
Did you do it with a group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. And somebody else, did you say you've done it before? And what was your experience?
Especially since I learned about this kind of computer science, so it was really fun to just.
So when you say yours is computer science theme, what does that mean? Like in terms of like how did that theme play out?
Okay, so my high school, in order to respond to the computer science degree, was like to do a skateboard. And so it was one of those things that you just wrote a very basic wire loop, and what you were trying to do was trying to escape the wire loop.
Nice. Okay. Has anybody else? So I think that there's a lot of great opportunity for finding work in computer engineering. And just like what Yang said, like you can do the electrical engineering, there's the computer science side. And then of course we have like the student that I mentioned that is doing more circuiting for these. So there's a lot of opportunity. Something that separates computer engineering from the likes of computer science is that it's ABET accredited. And what ABET means is that it's an accreditation organization that gives us the quality of standard for engineering. And so programs, not institutions, but programs get accredited. And computer engineering is accredited as an engineering program. And so that's important to know because there's some employers that have preference to hiring students that have a degree from an ABET accredited program, or they require it. So I know that some industries that either require
finish class, okay, they tell me, okay, it's not that high, but we still want to be competitive. And regarding the capstone, I can give you one exact example. It's before I had one team, that's the capstone team with one computer science student, one double E student, one company student, okay? And these three students as a team, what they did was they are sponsored by a company called Storm Sensor. Okay, what they did was they developed a device, like the devices I showed you. They developed it, okay, from the scratch. Okay, and they use those devices to monitor the city water or sewer system. Okay, because it's so difficult for us, like human beings, to access and put in a long pole and monitor the water quality. Okay, but they place the sensors there underground, close to the entrance or exit of the sewer system. Okay, and they can collect the data all the time and deliver data to cloud and analyze the data to see where the pollution may happen and where, like after a big rain, okay, what happened to the water system. And actually, after they finish the program, okay, 2 students got good jobs at Microsoft, and 1 student continued to our CS graduate program. And that student also right now work as this. Basically, they have the storm sensor company to start. Then this student join the company as a senior technical person or somehow like work together, work at full time and take classes here. Okay, that's a good story. They started from 1 capstone to build the whole device, to build a system. Then all students and graduates, 2 got a good job, 1 continued working for the company as a senior technical person, and also this graduate studied here. So that's what the capstone will look like. Okay, but that's a very successful capstone. Okay, that's for system, for software, and for device. Everything in one piece. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, but there are also other capstone projects like companies. Like for example, 1 team right now. Okay, they are working for a company. Actually, it's a so-called sponsor. Okay, what they need to do is the company have different chips. They ask the team to build the drone from scratch using the chips from that company. Okay, the processor, the radio. Okay, they ask the team to completely build a new drone from scratch. That's the capstone team will work on. Okay, those are all amazing projects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's the application, and a lot of the projects that students work on are projects that are really applicable to daily life, right? So being able to test that water can make a significant impact in terms of data collection and pollution and water safety. And so there's a lot of opportunity within computer engineering. One thing I would recommend, if any of you are thinking at all, well, I think for any program that you might be interested in, but I know more on the STEM side of things. If any of you are interested in learning more or getting a feel for the different programs, every quarter, the Friday, so like the last Friday during the exam week, there is the capstone presentations for students that are studying computer engineering, electrical engineering, computer science, and then the biological sciences. And I would encourage you to take some time and go to a capstone. It's very informal. Students are standing with their posters. There's pizza, there's food. So I just encourage you, if you see an advertisement about that, to just get a feel about, in terms of what students are presenting, what they do, what is part of this field, because it'll give you a good idea of like what it takes to get to that step of kind of completing your capstone and presenting that, and what the industry is like a little bit in terms of who the students are working with from industry partners and faculty members. So.
Can I just ask you something on sort of behalf of the students? I'm not interested in that subject. But this is a major that they need to apply to, and what does that look like? Is that you finished your requirement, and at that point, whenever you finish them, you apply, or is there a time?
Yeah.
What's the process?
Great question. So in terms of application for the program, students need to complete these prerequisites that are right up here. We only accept applications once per year, and that's for autumn quarter starts. So students would apply in the spring and for that following autumn quarter. And there are some classes too, if students are thinking, oh, I really want to apply, but I'm not ready by the autumn quarter start, or I have them all done, but it's, there are classes that students can take, and this is all again on our website, but here, anything that has an asterisk, a double asterisk, these kind of classes can be completed before admittance. So if a student is wanting to do the computer engineering program, and they have maybe just missed their quarter off in terms of having completed everything, they could be working on other courses that they would need for the major. And a lot of these courses, not all, but a lot of them are also needed for electrical engineering. And electrical engineering, they take applications, I believe, 2 times a year, I think. And so there's some opportunity there, but that's a great question. So the application process is during spring quarter. And I would encourage you, if any of you have any questions or are interested in applying, this is my information, there's my email. Please email, and I'm happy to answer any questions if you're curious about the program, or if in a couple months' time you're like, oh, she said something about a capstone, I'm curious what it is. I can happily give you the dates if you want to just explore a little bit more about the different programs that are offered.
And also regarding that, for many of the prerequisites, they are not only for company. Many of them
Yes.
kind of you are actually required by computer science and EE. So I think if I were you, I would think about this wisely. Okay, maybe I can save my time because many students, when it's a time for them to kind of choose a major, they're kind of a little bit confused. Okay, which one exactly should I go with? And then they talk to their advisor. For example, they talk to Sarah, and Sarah may give you some suggestions. And by that time, it may be a little bit late because you may miss one or two prerequisites. I would say like talk to your advisors earlier and then plan wisely. You can choose to finish some prerequisites early, and then by that time, when it's time for you to find a major, like computer science, company, EE, which one should you choose? Well, look at what you have finished and think about which one you're interested in that. Don't waste your time, okay? Just find this wisely. That's something I can suggest to you.
And if you're a student that is really, really interested in this program, and you think, oh, I've never done computer science programming, or I don't feel like I'm strong in math, I really want you to come and talk with me or a pre-major advisor. So if you're really interested in this program, I do not, of course we need students that have completed their calculus 1 through 3, but I don't want a fear of not being great at math to be something that you don't apply for programs for. Of course it's a prerequisite, but I would love to talk with you. Because there's options for students, and there's, like what Yang said, there's a lot of different programs. And we could talk a little bit about what kind of supports are on campus for students to get that math support and that computer science support. So please don't ever hesitate to contact me or your pre-major advisor. So I think that's it for time. We really appreciate being able to come in and talk with you about the computer engineering program. And hopefully I'll see some of you if you apply or if you have questions. I think that's it. Anything else?